Hi, friends. And this episode of the Grieving Nurse podcast, we're going to talk about when somebody first passes away. I'm talking about those first 2 weeks to month. So, welcome, friends. I'm so glad that you're here. And please like, share, subscribe this podcast so other people can find about it and get tips and ways to help them through their grief as well. So, today I want to talk about the first couple weeks to a month after somebody dies. And this can be so overwhelming. There are so many emotions. So, one minute you might feel numb and you can't believe that this is happening. The next moment you might be laughing as you remember something that they said, and then you're crying again because you realize now they're gone and you're never going to hear their voice again, that you're never going to get to hug them again, right? So, you're like, it's just so up and down with the emotions. And it's exhausting. It's not only mentally exhausting, it's physically exhausting. You feel physically exhausted. And for us, when my dad died, it was more expected, we'll say, because he was on hospice, but we were awake a lot because we were helping him, we were taking care of him. I also didn't sleep very well because I was afraid that he would pass away, and I was just always expecting a call. And so I was exhausted. I'd also had my sixth child about 6 weeks before my dad passed away. So not only, all the emotional stuff happening, but also newborns, not sleeping anyway, right? Awake during the night, all the hormones, all the things. So what I learned from that was, and kind of this is all in hindsight, right? So I hope some of this is helpful. Some of this might not apply to you at all. But what I wish in the beginning was I wish somebody would have said, hey, like, it's okay to not know what you need, but to reach out and ask people for help anyway. To just be like, hey, I don't know what I need, and here's all the things that I have going on. I have my kids going to, they need to be picked up and dropped off. I need paper products. I need to find outfits for my kids for the funeral. Maybe I need groceries for the week because we're going to be at the funeral. Like all the things that you don't really know what you need, but then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we have no clean clothes. I don't have any laundry done. And so just reaching out for to help and saying like, I don't know what I need, but I know I need something, right? Like, I think that that's important. And I think also if you're listening and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to help this person. Um, I do have an episode that's called What to Say at a Funeral, and that really helps you care for that person who has lost a loved one by reaching out, just sending texts, checking in with them. I think so often we don't want the person to feel more sad or we don't want to say things that will upset them. But the truth is, like, you're already upset, you're already sad, you're already grieving. And another thing too, well, I'll get to that later, but so that was what I learned with my dad, and it was expected, but it was also unexpected. Like I'd never dealt with losing a parent before, and so it was it was really hard. There was a lot of emotions that I didn't know how to handle. There was also family dynamics changed, right? And even though we are a close family, we still are, just the shift, the subtle shift that I didn't even anticipate. My brother instantly stepped in and was trying to take the lead and take the role. And like, I was bothered by that because it felt like I came in and I helped with hospice things. And now, okay, get out of the way. Now we're going to do these things. Like, and I know that's not what he meant by it. I know that he was just trying to lead and he felt like that was his role, right? And just like I felt my role was the hospice nurse, and maybe I stepped on his toes during that time. And so there is a shift in family dynamics that really caught me off guard. And just to say too, like, you don't have to figure that all out right away. It's okay to pause, to take some time, and just really focus on your basic needs. Make sure that that you're drinking water, that you're trying to get sleep, and maybe some kind of movement, right? Try to go outside, get some fresh air, and just those basic things. The rest of it, oh, and food, right? Eat some food. The rest of it really can wait. We'll have clean clothes at a later time, right? There was times where we had to dig pants out or whatever because I couldn't think of everything. I was walking around in a fog and I couldn't think of everything. So that was kind of that situation. When my mom died, her death was very sudden and 4 months after my dad died. And so we were already all grieving. And then on top of that, it was so sudden, it was hard to even breathe. It was hard to breathe. It was hard to know what to do. It, there was such an ache and a pain anytime you thought about it that looking back, I really don't know how we got through it other than we have an amazing family and amazing friends and amazing neighbors. And they brought us food and they brought us paper products. And so I realize that's not that helpful, but just to know, I think that everything feels so numb and so hazy and like you're in a fog, like a fog of sadness. And that's okay. That's okay that you can't think, that that's okay that when people say things that make you angry, that you're angry about it, that when people say, well, he's in a better place or she's in a better place, that like it really makes you mad when you happen to hear somebody complain about their parents and oh my gosh, like this and that, like, and you're mad because you wish your parents were there, like all of that is okay and it's so normal. And so those first few weeks, few months, there are so many decisions that need to be made. And my parents had even talked about it. Like we had the basic plan of what to do, but it just everything felt so heavy, so exhausting. And then I like you would cry, and then pretty soon you'd be laughing, and then pretty soon you'd be crying again. And then pretty soon you would just like stand and you would just stare off in the distance because somebody would be like, what do you need? And be like, I don't know. I don't even know. So start out with water. Am I getting water? Okay. Can somebody, bring you water bottles so you can just open them up? You don't have to fill them. Like how can you get water in? Next thing is maybe ask people like, how can you get sleep in? Because it really, really is exhausting. It is the most exhausting thing I've ever gone through, both of my parents' deaths. And so how can you get some sleep in? Are you able to ask people to come watch your kids so you can take a nap? Like, how can you get some sleep? And then the next thing is food. For me, things really didn't taste good except for sweets. Like I love sweets, and even those were kind of hit or miss, but that was about the only thing that I could stomach. People brought bars and cookies, so I ate that. And I didn't judge myself. I didn't care. Like I ate that. That was about the only thing that I could eat at that time. Um, that really tasted anything at all, that I really had an appetite for at all. So, um, I hope that is helpful. I hope that just realizing that the fog and the heaviness is enough to deal with. That's enough. And and that there are a lot of emotions. And then the next thing I would say is I've had people ask like, well, when would you hire a coach? And I always say always for me it's like hospice services. The sooner that you can bring somebody onto hospice services and know about them, know their pain level, know what their medications are, help them manage their pain, know what their likes and dislikes are. Like the faster that you can understand that person, the sooner you can help them. And a lot of people don't call hospice till the final weeks, till somebody's like imminently dying. And at that point it's like playing catch up because everything's kind of out of control. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're like just a little bit away from death, but like at that point, it's like there's physically not much else I can do here. Now, with coaching, there's always things we can do, but sometimes people, when they reach out for help, it's when they're in the dire, like, I'm not sleeping or I'm sleeping all day long and I can't get out of bed. or I'm at a point where something has to give because I can't take this anymore. I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to move on. So I always say, like, just reach out, message me. You can always email me, nursegriefcoaching@outlook.com, or you can go to nursegriefcoaching.com and you can sign up right away for Voxer coaching. I do Voxer, and you just like sign up, we get going. It's a walkie-talkie app on your phone, and you just start talking to somebody being me, of course. You just start talking and just like letting it all out there. That helps so much. I cannot talk enough about how talking it through with somebody who is a neutral party, how much that helped me, how that really saved me, how that saved my marriage, how it saved probably my relationship with my siblings as well. So talking through with somebody goes so far. And again, family and friends mean well, but they have their opinions, and that's fine. But a coach doesn't give you opinions. They just give you ways to look at things, support, help you walk through it. And so it's a neutral space where like you're not going to be judged, but they're not also going to take your side and be like, yeah, you're okay with getting away with this, right? It's just neutral. And so I always encourage people to take advantage of coming and booking a free call with me, email me, or you can just start in with Voxer coaching right away. So I hope that helps. I'm praying for you guys, and I hope that you have a blessed day.